You may not know this, and if you do, you're probably a stalker or one of my friends, but I am a jazz enthusiast. What type of jazz and why jazz? Glad you asked, because that's what my 3 paragraphs will be about. Well, that and the 5 things I know, 5 things I should know, and the 5 things I want to know about. There are 2 things I definitely know about jazz. I know very little about it, and whatever it is, I love it. I find it hard to define what jazz is, and so do many others. The conclusion I have come to is that jazz is a complex type of music. There is more progression, and its complexity leads to a more fulfilling resolution. Evidence to further prove my point would be the example of when people took jazz too far, creating free-form jazz. They started to break the rules of normal music and made some wacky stuff. All they kept was the complexity and emotion. So with that being said, that would mean jazz is just a more complex music. However, I also believe there is more to it. Which brings me to the 4th thing I know for a fact. Jazz is a form of communication. From solos or the way it is composed, jazz is trying to convey a message or feeling. I find that jazz is more expressive with the instruments and compositions, and that pop is more expressive with the lyrics. Pop usually makes the flow of the song very easy to understand, so it is easier to bop to. Jazz, on the other hand, is an expression. No, I'm not an old man, I do enjoy music to bop to. Which begs the question, can something bop be complex, and to convey emotion for the purpose of expressing the composer's emotion instead of composing to make the listener feel a certain emotion artificially? Yes, I think. This is a good transition to the theory I have, which I do not know to be true or not, but I believe there's a connection between funk and jazz. Funk can have a complex structure, much like jazz, but it has a bass line that homes in the listener, making it easier to understand and to bop to. This means it can have complexity in it and have simple support to be able to follow. All music is a subcategory of music, because it is literally music. So having some truth to what I said in my theory means I can count that as my last and final 5th fact. Alas, there is still so much to learn. This is a section where I state what I do not know, so it's going to sound like I'm bashing myself. But don't worry, I love myself. Not as much though after reading this paragraph. Anyways, the first thing I'll start off with is how I do not know nearly enough music theory. I'll never fully learn music theory, for that takes a lifetime to do, and I just don't got time for that. However, I should know more than what I currently do. With the little music theory I do know, composing the types of jazz I wish to compose is hard, and I have yet to make a song I am completely proud of. Another thing I should definitely know how to do is label a chord's names just by being told the notes. That directly affects my ability to be told a chord and solo over it. On the list of what I should know is music theory, composition, chords, and soloing. The last thing I wish I knew how to do is to be able to hear a note and identify it. This is called perfect pitch, and I do believe it is no longer achievable for me, so it's like you have to obtain it at a young age, so that kind of sucks, but what you gonna do? Now on to the less depressing topic, what I wish to learn. Obviously I wish to learn all the things I don't know and just stated, but I also have other personal goals. The first one would to be making a chart connecting all jazz and its connection to all other types of music. The chart will probably look like a web structure. The first one would be making a chart connecting all jazz and its connection to other types of music. The chart will probably look like a web structure. The next goal or thing I would like to learn how to do would be making a playlist with 200 songs for each jazz category. I would probably go hand on hand together with making the jazz web. I also wish to learn how to play more than just my clarinet and piano, possibly learning how to play bass and saxophone. Whatever instruments I do learn how to play, I wish to learn how to solo on them. All of those 5 things together are the following. I must learn what I don't know, learn how to connect all jazz, learn how to make a playlist with them all, learn how to play other instruments, and learn how to solo on those instruments that I will learn. To conclude, what type of jazz do I like? All of them, in the right context, as long as it conveys emotion through complex composition. That is all. Also, I just managed to get you to read my entire language essay. Tell me what grade you're gonna think I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna get like at least, like maybe, yeah, probably an A. I don't know. Yeah, jazz, pretty cool. Also, I didn't even make a B-movie reference. Isn't that silly? You better not say that in the comments, or I'm gonna straight up send a pipe bomb to your house.